Hello, Collective. Welcome back to the channel. It is August 8th, 2025, and I'm back with another break time message. This curator and his buddies want to unalive some feminines. They're stalking them. They're talking about an American, an African, and an Argentinian. Someone is saying to this curator, on the other cycle, so we're in the new timeline, or the new cycle. This curator is painting a story of the divine feminine's status, trying to convince others of her unworthiness. The courts have a differing opinion. He has already fallen from grace in their eyes. They're calling these feminines, or this feminine, take it as it resonates, a supercharger, a star, a healer, a rejuvenator. The curator's team is losing momentum, it appears. He says, there is a solution. He's insisting that they keep trying. There's something about national encouragement, and they're talking about vegan and vegetarian. So it appears as though nationally there's discussion regarding the food pyramid and making adjustments so that there's no daily blood rituals and slaughters that we have been resting in the suffering, fear, energy of. We've been drowning in it, eating it, becoming it. So there could be a shift in eating habits. There's something about bloodlines. And it sounded like someone said Daphneal, which is a girl's name of Greek origin, meaning laurel or bay tree. Lori, Laura, that also means laurel too. So it could be, there is a Lori out there somewhere that used to be a Daphneal. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. A laurel tree is a symbol of victory, honor, and immortality. There's something about open binding. Now in printing, it means that there is an exposed spine on the binding edge of a perfect bound book. In witchcraft, an open binding refers to a type of binding spell where the practitioner actively chooses to bind someone with the intention of stopping a specific action or influence. For example, a witch might use an open binding to prevent a bully from harassing others. It's focused on specific action, harmful actions, not to control their life or personality. They're talking about microwave shun. There's microwave shun technology that senses the human presence. Breathing, movement, fretting. It signals this detection. It senses a change level in the breath. And it makes fine adjustments, effectively shielding all kinds of interference sources. It could be intelligent lighting control. An electromagnetic wave. Microwave radiation. Exposure to high levels of microwaves can cause a painful burn. It destroys all nutrition in the food. It is also warfare technology. It can cause damage or even complete failure, often used to affect human beings, causing auditory hallucinations or other neurological effects. This curator wants to use this technology on high-vibing, pure light beings. They have been using this technology on the citizenry. They've been giving people auditory hallucinations. They call it schizophrenia and such. they've been affecting their neurological effects, baffling the doctors as to its source. There's a whole group of masculines that are talking about using this technology on the divine feminines. It sounds to me as though they're being accused of and charged with this kind of interference with the natural psychic mediums, the oracles, the seers. They've been messing with their minds, interfering with their messaging, their connections with Source Divine. They speak as though they are important people in the world, having access to these military technologies. They've been leading the chaos that people have been experiencing. They're talking about divine feminine, who is to run a hidden land. There are many universes, unlimited numbers, Divine Spirit said. These powerful light beings who are source-connected representatives of the divine, of the highest, will be going to a hidden land where the abusers cannot go, cannot spy, cannot tap into the intellectual property of the minds that are linked with Source, Creator, Mother, Father, God, Goddess. There's something about magical repeats for the human race. These entities have bound humans and altered their Akashics. So they've been using this microwave technology, causing auditory hallucinations and other neurological illnesses. They've been interfering with the minds and the connections of these divine beings with Source Creator. They've been running this technology through their minds, downloading false messages, or just driving them insane. There's something about a conglomerate, which is a mixture of things grouped together but remaining distinct entities. A gathering together, a unification. And in this hidden land, I believe there will be a conglomerate of various species and members, different members within the umbrella of the human race. You've got Homo sapiens and you've got others. I don't know too much about it. Take it as it resonates. There's something about Elohim, which is a name for God, and grammatically it is plural, but it's often referred to the singular God of Israel. It could also be used as gods or deities like the family of God. Take it as it resonates. Someone is calling some of these masculines idiots. There was a song, "Don't wanna lose you, baby. Do, 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 do." But these are abusers. Don't want to lose you. Now they're all crying. Now they want you back. Now they need your love and they need your light. That's what it is. They need your light, your gifts, and your connection to Source Divine. But they decided to make you their footstool and make you their slave and brutalize you, forcing you to serve them, forcing you to process their perversion, their energy of orgies and all this other blood ritual and all that. They put that all on the energy of the divine. And now they're sad. They don't want to lose you. For some people, life has been so chaotic that they were determined to command that chaos within them, mastering the chaos, resting in it, and holding balance. It appears nowadays that practicing being comfortable within the uncomfortableness of chaos can be eased, as it seems those who were forcing it onto the collective have been stopped or are being stopped. So it appears that very soon humanity may be able to just relax because chaos is leaving, or they are leaving chaos. So they won't need to intentionally visit chaos, like purposely bring a sense of instability to their energy so that they can rest in that, breathe into that, and practice being in that space for the next time they are psychically attacked. This practicing holding inner harmony while being brutally, energetically, emotionally, and mentally attacked has been crucial for me, and I'm sure others. But it appears as though that practice of being prepared for that unseen attack may be able to be put away into the toolbox. One more try, someone said. So they're still doing magic. They're still throwing out baneful magic. There's something about the next 3 weeks, which is today, August 8th to August 27th. Take it as it resonates. One of these masculines is telling somebody they're not going to see you. So they're convincing somebody that they are cloaked, and they are convincing them to go into the enemy's territory and spy, or to plant themselves as a mole. These mutations, posing as men, have been habitually targeting children, virgins, mothers, shedding the blood of the fathers, caring fathers in these ridiculous blood rituals called war. And now it seems that the divine masculine is on their heels, wreaking havoc and vengeance upon them. So the abuser attacks the children, the animals, and the mothers, and the divine masculine attack that parasite, which has been feasting on the forbidden fruit. And they've tainted the food supply to hide themselves. So there's bioengineered product in most all of the foods, and I have a feeling that it has something to do with that forbidden fruit. They have incorporated, I believe, human genetic material into the food supply to cloak themselves as being a feaster of human flesh. They wanted everybody to be seen as such, and then accused of it, and then deceitfully convicted. The divine, one of the first things they said was that the food supply was tainted. So even though divine masculine is here kicking the poop out of these abusers, they're still here in the mind, in the collective mind, targeting divine feminine, creeping into her space as she sleeps, roaming around in her mental body, touchy feeling her gifts and her energy. They need access to this. And they actually love hurting the divine feminine. And that's what they mean when they speak of love. What they say when, I love you so much, I absolutely adore you. What they mean is they absolutely love the idea of how they're going to hurt you. They really get off on it. It gives them pleasure. And here you think you're making love. They're twisted severely. These mutants target women and children, and divine masculine targets the mutants, portraying as men doing their best to destroy their reputation. Humanity is being powerfully protected from curses and hexes and mental magic now. The divine stated a while back that down the road, your life is a punishment, meaning that anything others try to do to harm you will be reflected back with battle and wrath as punishment. Any attempts to drive your life or manipulate in any way your mind, energy, or circumstance won't be tolerated any longer. Humanity is under an umbrella of protection in this coming cycle. I heard the word exempt. So we can live our soul song and be in our purpose without the interference of these ones. The instability and lack that was laid upon them is being removed. August 7th and 8th, the energy has increased quite a bit. It's like humanity is receiving a return of the energy that was stolen from them. The mental body should settle. And someone is talking about a mission. So this supercharger, star being, may have been here on a mission. Maybe they're talking about the mission of divine masculine. Take it as it resonates. I had a vision of a woman kneeling, and to her left was a young boy. There were some new shoes being presented to the boy, and there were smiles and a little uncertainty or hesitation. This is a new energy that everybody seems to be in, and it appears to be much more guarded than previous. It sounded like somebody said Trump, and then something about Dr. Joseph. Take it as it resonates. In the recent past, I have reported Spirit's message calling out a multi-billion-dollar church that wasn't really a church, that it was a pedophile ring. I didn't know what church this was. I just, well, you can figure it's probably a real big one. But I didn't draw any conclusions or make assumptions. But last night, there was a masculine that stated, "You have no idea the forces that support the Catholic Church." I was surprised. I asked, what? Don't they know God? Because God walks with me. God walks with the chosen ones. So it seemed really odd to me that this person would say something like that. Apparently, the forces that support them are not that which works with and walks with and protects the chosen, the divine, the light-bearing beings. That was really odd. So these narcissists are saying that there's a feminine representative here, and the one that they need are opposites of each other. They need to enact their prophecy. Whoever it was that was supposed to come in and save them, their savior, did not know where to land according to the divine. And the divine stated that they would never find what they were looking for. And that doesn't stop them from targeting and seeking into the minds and the lives of others, looking for human harvesting light source or human potentials that they could harvest from, who have light, energy, gifts, connections. They do have their eye on a younger feminine that they speak of and have spoken of frequently over the last many years, and they spy on who this person is. They've been terrified for years, just like I was in the beginning. They really mess with her head and energy. And, you know, if I can imagine what they were saying to me, we're going to sacrifice you to Satan and all this other stuff. So that's what they probably go in and use this microwave technology on her nervous system to bring her auditory hallucinations and to tamper with her energy and her inner stability. They want to claim her and use her as a challenge to this representative that they long to get rejected, and so that they can trap and command this energy that she has, this supercharging energy. There's a couple of masculines who are professional unalivers who wear masks of religion. They are stalking the oracles and the psychics, wanting to convince the populace that they are witches and demon-possessed rather than chosen and messengers of the Most High God. It's so weird to me that these supposed holy men run around and spend all their time trying to vilify, defile, degrade, blame, curse, hex, jail, punish. You know, that's all they want. They're not about love at all. They're trying to spin a story and convict these true oracles of the divine, to claim them, to harvest them, and to harm them for speaking out on their hidden crimes and behaviors. These ones are very big on using proper words, and they sound very pious. However, there's nothing but seething malice inside of them, fueling evil intentions. There's something about an investigator. They were talking about a mission earlier. It appears as though a star being may have come here to this realm to throw a kink in this habitual pattern that they've been practicing. There is talk of rest and relaxation as compensation. And I'm curious if these narcissistic, misogynist masculines will lose their access to this collective mental body. I don't understand why they still have access to it. I think it might be cyberware. These might be actual chipped, inorganic AI beings, cyborgs or Cylons or whatever they're called. And they have gained false connections or something. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. They're always talking about sacrifice, harvest, the energy of others, prostitution, you know, gaining endorphins, harvesting organs, slavery, all day, every day, plotting and scheming against those psychic minds that they can force their access into or force themselves onto. Number message 333, you're on the right path, supported by higher powers, embrace change, spiritual awakening, divine guidance, and positive energy. The Curator and team have been talking a lot about separating a woman from her protection. And he stated that they are inseparable. So he tried it. One of these interdimensional guides of the Curator is saying quietly that she can do whatever she wants. And the Curator is saying, I really like this one. Meaning he's excited about really hurting her. And even though they're speaking proper words of agreement and acceptance, underneath these words is another conversation, a plan and a scheme to obtain her. These ones are experts at using this double speak. They use proper words on the surface while intending harm and malice underneath the surface. Dual conversations going on at the same time. It's a mask, a cloak, and a covering of their intent. Took me many years to be able to pull that apart like that. They're very good at convincing others in this fashion, or convicting others in this fashion. They agree with the upper divine. They say, oh yes, absolutely. But underneath that agreement is betrayal and deceit and an intention to dominate that which they have just been told to leave be. They only act as though they are in compliance, and they are very good actors. They have mentioned Israel or an Israelite. They're saying she is psychic and that everything she touches turns to gold. They want to trap her badly. and they cannot. This is her last rodeo with these vampires. This is her last lifetime story in this realm. That is the message that I have for you, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.